Hey, and welcome to another episode of Back from the Future. Now, today we're going to be. I have a very, very heavy heart because we're talking about basically politics and racism within the film industry. It's not something that I like or wish to discuss really on this channel, but it got to a point where even I had to decide to say something about it. Now, we've all heard, I'm sure you guys have heard about the drama that's unfolding with Captain Marvel itself. If you haven't, you need to climb out that rock and see what's going on. Now, we've got this person called Brie Larson who's starring in Captain Marvel, who's playing Captain Marvel. And some of the things that she's been saying has been upsetting the fan base. We'll cut to a quick clip.
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him.
Now, her saying, that A Wrinkle in Time wasn't, made for 40-year-old white dudes. If somebody had said, this film wasn't made for 40-year-old black dudes, they'd be deemed racist. And it seems that she's been allowed to get away with it by, of all people, Marvel and Disney themselves. I'm not white myself, and I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, wow, that's racist. And I think anybody who's in their right mind would think that is racist. And I really can't understand the mentality of what's going on. I honestly can't. And then you hear her saying this comment.
Am I saying that I hate white dudes? No, I'm not. And I'm also saying I don't hate white dudes. I'm just saying we need to be conscious of our bias and do our part to make sure that everyone is in the room. And for the third time, I don't hate white dudes.
Now, anyone who says that they don't hate white guys 3 times says to me that they hate white men, Like I said, I feel very uncomfortable making this video because this is not the kind of videos I like to push out. But I feel that, I have a voice, and I think people hopefully will listen and maybe take things on board. And I think that Disney and Disney is starting to lose its way, or has lost its way, by pushing an agenda that is, I'm going to be honest with you, my perception or my understanding is that, hey, this is a very bad business idea from the get-go. The American film industry was built off the back of white people. The Hollywood industry was built by white people. It was fathers and mothers taking their kids to the cinema, or kids going to the cinema, from the beginning of time. And the very people that funded and built this industry, and who are the major customers for Hollywood, they've gone and upset them. Why? I feel like banging my head against this table because I'm thinking, why would you do that? Why would you do that to your... Why would you dump on your own fan base? It doesn't make any sense. It's insane. So, I can't understand how anyone can do that, and why Disney has done this. But when we find out, when Marvel actually do release Captain Marvel, and we look at the box office takings, then we're going to find out what's going on. I think that Disney definitely, and now Marvel, has definitely lost its way, and I hope that they can see the error of their ways. They've done this with Star Wars and they've made that a complete mess. And also, I've seen a trailer for Captain Marvel, and I've seen like Brie Larson's lack of acting. She doesn't have any facial expressions throughout the whole trailer. It's like she's not, no one's even trying. The trailer was very badly cut. I don't really understand the thinking or the mentality behind it, but they're pushing this agenda right down our throats, and I think the industry, I mean the fans, are going to rebel against it. Now what the interesting thing that's, I think, that is taking place is, and what Hollywood hasn't realized is, it's almost like Hollywood versus the fans, or you know, YouTube in itself, because now individuals have a voice. We can all scream and shout very loud, and a lot of people can hear it. And Hollywood isn't ready for this. They've had it all their own way. They control the media. The debacle with Rotten Tomatoes, where I could see how many people were like interested in seeing the movie, and people were just like showing disinterest, and it went all the way down to 27%. And then they removed that feature from Rotten Tomatoes where you could say not interested. Then they're saying that fans were trolling the film. Well, wait a minute, if you're fans, you know, being a fan, if I was a fan of the movie, I wouldn't be trolling it. You know, I'd be supporting it. Obviously, you've done something wrong. You're not looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, listen, we're doing something wrong here. The fans are upset. Instead, you double down on your own stupidity, remove that feature, and then put some comment on there saying that, oh, you know, we're making upgrades to the site, and you know, this doesn't that feature doesn't accurately represent how well the film is going to do, even though they've put a button there saying how many people are going to go. Why don't you remove both of them altogether? So these are interesting times. It's almost like you know, the YouTube and also Facebook and all these social media fans are taking on Hollywood, and they've got a voice now, and they're not taking any more of this rubbish. And hopefully something good will come out of this, you know. But that's it for me, folks. I just thought I'd do this video, and to be honest, I'm not happy about having to do this video, but I thought that, you know, when something hurts you deep down inside, you gotta let it out, and you gotta share it with your fans. So hopefully, guys, you've enjoyed this video. Please like, and you know, your likes count. Subscribe, leave comments, and please join me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You're all welcome, and I'll see you guys in the future, if there is one.